You ever notice how people flee blue states because everything's gone to hell? Crime, taxes, prices, corruption, and they move to red states, but then they immediately want to turn those red states into the same exact dumpster fire they just escaped? Yeah, let's talk about that. If you're moving from a blue state to a red state, welcome. But before you unpack that U-Haul and start telling everyone how you did things back at home, let me get ahead of this. Do not, and I mean do not, bring the same policies and attitudes that made your old state unlivable. Leave that nonsense behind. See, people leave places like California, Illinois, New York, Oregon, and Washington because they've had enough. Had enough taxes, enough bad policies, enough bureaucracy, enough cost of living, and yes, enough crime and chaos too. They arrive in red states and they immediately start asking questions like, wait, unemployment pays how much here? Why doesn't it pay more? And why isn't there a policy for this? And why isn't there a program for that? And why? Why does everything rely on personal responsibility? See, you left your old state because everything was covered by your tax dollars, and nothing ever got better. The recipients of your generosity, well, they never became self sufficient, now did they? And here's the funny thing, most of the programs that you were paying for weren't even available to you. You weren't qualified because you're a responsible human being who actually contributes to society. And I want to welcome you to a state that rewards you for that kind of behavior. So I think one of the things that people don't quite understand about the folks who are leaving these blue states is that they're not the ones that are typically using these programs. They're usually the ones that are paying for the programs. I saw in Illinois constantly. Workers, hustlers, taxpayers, all leaving. But the full-time program crowd, the ones who enjoy the free groceries, the Amazon deliveries, and the everything is covered lifestyle, they're not packing up. Why would they? You are the ones paying for all of it. See, people who leave carried the load, and the people who stay ride the cart. Once you see it, it's impossible to unsee. Let's talk about red states for a minute here. They flip the entire equation. They don't play nanny state. They don't create bureaucracies that need feeding like a pet dragon. They don't treat adults like children. They build budgets like adults, and they expect adults to act like, well, adults. So money goes where it actually matters. Law enforcement, infrastructure, public safety, and small businesses, and also keeping the cost of living under control. Here's an example. Honestly, one of the final straws that pushed me out of Illinois. It might sound minor at first, but hang with me here, because this is one detail that says everything about how blue states get priorities wrong and how red states get them right. In Chicago, you can't legally own a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds. In a city where criminals shooting at you usually have magazines that hold a lot more than 10 rounds, that's kind of a policy that makes people like me, normal people, say, nope, I'm done, I'm out. And look, I'm not trying to pretend that I'm Jason Statham or anything like that. I'm not taking out an entire gang of hoodlums with 25 round magazines and a Glock. I mean, let's be real. But I do want to know I'm not running out of bullets while I'm sprinting to a dumpster and finding a place to hide. See, that's it. It's just basic survival. Blue states can't even give you that. Red states get it. Blue states don't. And here's the connection that most people are never going to make. Red states don't just talk about public safety, they prioritize it in their budgets. Florida is a perfect example. See, they choose not to waste taxpayer money or police manpower on monitoring how many rounds a law-abiding person has in their magazine. No, because they know that has nothing to do with safety and everything to do with political theater. Instead, they focus on arresting actual criminals, prosecuting offenders, backing law enforcement, and keeping communities safe. It's a completely different philosophy, and you feel it immediately when you live here. Here's another funny thing that I'd just like to talk about. There are people who are leaving blue states, but they don't want to move to a red state ever, right? It's not something that they want to do. Instead, they fantasize about moving to countries that would never tolerate their ideas and their policies. Take Japan, for example. People think that Japan is some sort of progressive paradise. Not even close. Japan is disciplined, orderly, traditional, structured, and absolutely allergic to chaos. Japan runs on responsibility, etiquette, hierarchy, social expectations. Japan is basically Gen X with bullet trains. If you think Florida is too conservative, Japan will spiritually body slam them before breakfast. Now, then there's those people who think that they can move to Dubai, of all places, right? It, yeah, I'll just move to Dubai. It's clean and it's modern. Sure, modern, absolutely. Clean, sure, maybe, but socially, good luck. The Middle East makes American conservatives look like the opening act at Burning Man. We're talking strict laws, strict punishments, strict social codes, traditional expectations, and zero, and I mean zero tolerance for the phrase, I'm just expressing myself. If progressive thinks that Dubai is their forever home, they're in for a cultural jump scare. It's like a vegan confidently announcing, I'm moving to Texas Roadhouse. Let's land this plane. The countries that American liberals idolize, Japan, Dubai, parts of Europe, and I'm not even talking about the UK or France because they're totally screwed up. But those other countries, they're far more conservative than the United States, you see. They would look at half the policies coming out of blue states and say, no, absolutely not happening here. So if you left the blue state because it was falling apart, well, welcome. Seriously, I get it. I did the same thing. But don't bring the mess with you. Don't vote for more government. Don't vote for more bureaucracy. Don't vote for, softer consequences. Don't vote for the worldview that ruined the place you ran from. And don't pretend that foreign countries share that worldview. You didn't escape bad luck. You escaped paying the bill for programs and policies that didn't work. Red states aren't perfect, I get it, but they do work. And if you escaped a burning building, don't walk into a new one and start lighting matches. Hey, if you made it this far, it probably means you enjoyed the episode. If so, please hit the like button and share the video. It helps my channel more than you know. And if you want to see more of my content in the future, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new episodes. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay out of the left lane if you can't keep up.